Hi folks, this is your MWIS Fleeting View for the week ahead in association with Petzl. We have a fairly quiet weather story with high pressure still broadly in charge, a mild but fairly damp southerly airstream across the country. There will be subtle variations from day to day in the extent of low cloud and fog. At times some high summits will just poke through, other days all the mountain tops will be shrouded. For Monday, we've got the best of any breaks in the cloud, generally toward the north and northwest of the higher hill groups. This chart, which shows you the extent of cloud, tries to tell that story. There will be a lot of low cloud across most hills. The darker colours on this map is where the cloud is thinnest and some breaks are likely. So the north and northwest highlands just managing that. North of the Cairngorms too, and a few spots in north and northwest corner of Wales will just get some breaks. And a few of the highest summits again just have that chance of being above the inversion and poking out into some sunshine, but I think only the very highest summits and only just about making it. Take the story on then into Monday night and Tuesday. A lot of low cloud and fog again across the hills and mountains. A few of the higher summits Tuesday morning will once more be poking out above an inversion. In some places that low cloud though will lap up on to the higher slopes. A few breaks forming during the daytime, just an increasing breeze across more western mountains in Scotland. That's ahead of some fronts pushing in from the Atlantic, and that will produce some rain and drizzle by the time we get into Tuesday evening and night. Nothing really arriving until after dark though, but then a few hours of steady rain across those western mountains. A weak front clearing northwards as we head onwards toward dawn on Wednesday. The legacy though of a lot of low cloud across the hills into Wednesday morning, bits and pieces of patchy drizzle continuing particularly in more western coastal areas. For Wednesday daytime, western mountains in Scotland rather struggling with low cloud all the way through. Some breaks emerging though across the northeast around the Cairngorms and further east across the Highlands in general. Around the borders, the eastern side of the Pennines also to the sheltered side of the hills, given a south to southwesterly wind, which again will be strongest near to western coast in Scotland and rather gusty. Some dampness in the air, but essentially a dry day in terms of rainfall as we head into the middle of the week. Mild air very much wafting in from the south. The pressure charts later in the week will look very similar, with high pressure centred toward the east, some fronts attempting to push in from the west, and a generally very mild flow of air coming up from the south. As that airstream moves across the hills and mountains and then warms up as it descends on the leeward side, a few spots to the north of high ground in Scotland, possibly Wales as well, could find some markedly warm temperatures in the valleys up into the upper teens Celsius locally. Some areas of low cloud and fog again on the south-facing upslopes to be expected. Generally, though, it's a dry day. Rather blustery in terms of winds, gusty across western coastal mountains and gusty in places downslope as well. Those winds from the south looking quite strong again on Friday and could reach gale force more widely across some tops for at least part of the day. A front coming in from the west is a relatively weak feature but introduces some rain and extensive low cloud again to western areas. That may be a more generally damp day across Wales, pushing into western Scotland too. Best of cloud breaks toward more north and northeastern parts of the Highlands, again eastern parts of the Pennines, at least part of the day as well. Into the weekend, and detail and exact timing becomes uncertain, but a southwesterly prevails. There'll be some further weak fronts trying to push in, so western mountains near the coast in Scotland struggling with low cloud and patchy rain or drizzle at times. Brighter further toward the east. The wind again could be rather strong at times over the weekend. Timing does remain uncertain, but just watch for the risk of gales, particularly across Scottish mountains on those southwesterlies. A weak front producing some patchy rain again for a time, most likely into Sunday, and high pressure to the south then shows signs of building further northwards, and that could be during Sunday daytime or it could be a bit later into the start of next week, but that would give us another run of some dry days in the longer range forecast. Keep up to date with all your local information, of course, every day on our website. That is your Fleeting View in association with Petzl. Thanks for watching.